guys. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're tuning in. Welcome back to another episode of Sound of Manchester. I've got with me Anurag, Kushagra, Prathamesh, as always, and making her debut with us is Varsha. So, a very warm welcome to her. So, today on our Sound of Manchester agenda, we will be discussing about the Premier League classics. Some fantastic Premier League games lined up for you guys today. I'll start with Anurag. We'll start with Anurag. Anurag, what do you think? For you, which is the perfect game for you?
Hi guys, I hope all of you are doing well. So for me, my favorite Manchester United. I mean, I have a lot of them, but the one which I'm going to be talking about is the one from 2009, where we were raising Liverpool down for the title, and there was this very important game on April 24th against Tottenham Hotspur, and we went 2-0 down. Darren Bent, a person who rarely scores, he scored, and even Luka Modric scored, and we were 2-0 down in no time. First half, it finished at 2-0, and literally, I remember the commentator saying, "This will put the cat amongst the pigeons and the title chase," and that literally was the situation at that point in time. Liverpool, you could literally listen to what you know the cheers coming in from Merseyside, where Liverpool, had we lost that game, Liverpool would have been on par with us on points. We were 3 points ahead prior to the start of that game. We Liverpool would have been on par with us had we lost the game. So it was a very important game for us. And what we saw in the next 45 minutes, not even 45 minutes actually, starting from the 52nd minute, where Wayne Rooney from the midfield, he just pulled off a killer pass to Michael Carrick and he won the penalty. I mean, let's not debate if it was a penalty or not. That's not for us to discuss. We got the penalty, man. And Cristiano Ronaldo, as he always does, he just buried it. Then we saw an absolute masterclass of a performance from Wayne Rooney, who played a part in each and every one of the five goals that we scored. He scored two, Ronaldo scored two, and Berbatov scored that goal against his former club. He refused to celebrate. It was a great moment. That game, when I think about that game, it was one of the great experiences for me as a kid, watching United come back from absolutely nothing to producing such absolute quality for 20-25 minutes. And I don't think any of us can ever forget that Cristiano Ronaldo taking his shirt and throwing it off in front of the fans. That for me was absolutely epic.
Yes, a game that is definitely etched in each and every young Manchester United fan. And also that season we also equaled Liverpool's Premier League title tallies. So that was an important win for us. Uh, Speaking about Liverpool's titles, I believe one of our our new member Varsha has a game against Liverpool, which she remembers fondly, and in a season where we actually overtook the title tally and won our number 19th, Varsha. So I'll keep the baton to you.
Yeah, hey guys. Thank you. We're all doing well. As Anurag mentioned a bit about Liverpool and how it was important, that game was important for him because Liverpool was going to win. This game is what is really special to me because my father is a Liverpool fan, and any win against Liverpool is like special to me. So this was the game in 2010-11 where United won 3-2 and Berbatov scored the hat trick. And I remember that game so well because Berbatov's second goal was a overhead kick. This was in the second half, early in the second half, and we were 2-0 up. And then Liverpool got a penalty and a free kick, and Gerrard scored both of them. So it was 2-2. And then around 82nd or 83rd minute, Berbatov scored his third goal, and that was the hat trick. And uh, all his goals were really good, and this was important for us because I think Chelsea was leading at that time, and winning against Liverpool is always going to be special because our rivalry against them is like it's history, right? And this was special because I could tell my dad, you know what, we played better than you. I think Liverpool had just two shots on target, which was the free kick and the penalty. Even though our possession was less, we had more shots on target and more shots on goal, and we played better than them. We were dominating and we deserved that win, and we went and won the season the title, and we were like 9 points ahead of Chelsea that season. So this game is really, really special to me.
Yes, that Berbatov hat trick was actually the last time a United player scored a hat trick against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So a good game for him. Speaking about speaking about the Liverpool United rivalry, I remember Gary Neville saying that if we win that game, is the best day of the season. And speaking about Gary Neville, we've got our very own Sound of Manchester, Gary Neville, Kushagra, with another fantastic Premier League classic for us.
Hi guys. First of all, a very warm welcome to all of you, and welcome to Varsha for the very first time on our channel.
Thank you.
Welcome. So there are a lot of matches. Being a United fan, I think we've been, at least I've been, and I'm sure all of you have been very privileged to actually see, I think, a ton of matches that you can actually recall and talk about. There are different teams. We've done different things to different teams, but one of the matches that stands out, because it's been an emotional month, sort of, we've been saying goodbye to Sir Alex. If people have been checking out our Instagram feed and everything else, so the anniversary of his last game in charge recently passed, and the anniversary of the last title that United won. And one of the matches that was pivotal in the victory for that 20th title, that famous song that we have, was that 3-2 derby at the Etihad. I remember the famous words of the commentator, "Thank God he chose red," and Zabaleta crying on the corner post and everything else. The scene, Rio Ferdinand with that bloodied face and everything. That match had everything. It was typical City. There was one blunder that Mancini had made during that match. If all of you remember, that was the season when Tevez had a falling out with Mancini. That entire golfing vacation that he took in Argentina, and that him being dropped to the subs bench. So he didn't. So Tevez, all in all, Tevez didn't start. Balotelli started, and United got off from the start very well. Rooney scored 2 goals. United were dominating, but as City always did, back then, Yaya Toure somehow, somewhere came back, scored a goal. Zabaleta scored an equalizer. That happened quite quickly, actually, both those 2 goals. And it seemed like, another of those missed opportunities it would be for United until the very end. If I'm not wrong, it was less than 5 to 6 minutes to go in the entire match, and that is when the free kick was awarded. And I remember very, very clearly Samir Nasri not jumping for the free kick. You can't see my leg in this video, but if this is Samir Nasri, he just slightly put his right foot outside, just ensuring that the ball clipped him. And as soon as it clipped him, Joe Hart had no choice and went in, and it was a famous victory. And it was the last famous victory that brought United a title. So that's an important match for me. I'm sure a lot of you have your own opinions, but yeah, that's me.
Very creative description given there by Kushagra. You can see why he's our Gary Neville. Yes, another Fergie time victory. One of our final Fergie time victories under the boss. And of course, we have another. We've over the last decade or so, we've established quite a good quality rivalry with City in terms of the quality of both teams, and two teams that had immense quality and dominated England over quite a few years. And the rivalry as well is Arsenal, and we have Prathamesh with his memory of an Arsenal game.
Yeah, hi Mir, hi everyone. Welcome to Varsha for the first time. I hope everybody is home and really safe. Yeah, I think Arsenal really, it's a fantastic rivalry to have. Two really great teams. Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson, amazing managers. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the 8-2 game. That is not the favorite game for me. It was a time before I started really watching football, but then once I started watching, I got to know about that game and I watched it, a rewind of that game. It was at Highbury, 2005. The context to that was last season Arsenal had won the title, the Invincibles, with without losing a single game. So that was a crazy thing. Then it came down to 49 wins, and they came to Old Trafford earlier in the season when Manchester United, through Jude Van Nistelrooy and Wayne Rooney scoring his first Premier League goal, ended the Arsenal streak at 49. And then when we went to Highbury, it was going to be intense because a possibility to do double over Arsenal, who would not want that. So we went there, and match even before it started had its highlight moment probably because Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane just had it in the tunnel. It was a fight that probably started really well. The ref wanted to calm them down, but Roy Keane wouldn't. So I think in a way it was just destiny after that when the match started because it was Patrick Vieira who scored the first goal of the game. It was 1-0 to Arsenal, and then we came back through Ryan Giggs, a beautiful assist for Wayne Rooney. After that, it was Dennis Bergkamp, one of the best finishers the Premier League has seen, scoring and making it 2-1. It was half time after that, and it was just as if the game just didn't want nobody wanted the game to stop. It was just an incredible game. Once the second half began, it was more about Manchester United, and the result was showing because it was United who made it 2-2 in a wonderful passing move. The move finished by one of our very own legends, Cristiano Ronaldo, an absolute wonderful finish through a brilliant passing move. And then it was destiny again because it was Roy Keane who snatched the ball, Patrick Vieira in midfield, and moved forward, passed it to Giggs, who made the keeper look like an idiot, really, and then chipped it into Cristiano Ronaldo's path, who just had to basically tap it into the back of the net. And after that, it was obviously Sylvester who got sent off a bit for a probably not the best decisions from either him or the ref, but anyway, that was a bit of a setback for us. We played well after that, defended really well, but then it was my favorite moment of the night when John O'Shea found himself in the box to a wonderful ball by Scholes, and that nonchalant chip was absolutely fabulous. I mean, even he didn't believe it for 10 seconds. So, for me, it was like, it took me a day to realize, okay, wow, that was brilliant.
Speaking of Ronaldo scoring against Arsenal, it's not the first, it wasn't the last time he scored 2 goals against Arsenal. It wasn't the last time he made Almunia look like a fool. And yeah, well, speaking about Premier League classics, for me, on a personal level, it was a game that was played before I was born. It was in the 95-96 season at St. James's Park. We had gone to Newcastle with 4 points behind them, and anything but a victory would have really they just put Newcastle on their way to the title. And for me, the reason why I say that game was special is because the season as a whole, I think that was a special season that put United on our course for dominance over the next decade. Because if you remember the 95-96 season, we had lost Inns, Kanchelskis, Mark Hughes is also left, and someone had said that you don't win with kids. And that season we won the Premier League and FA Cup double, and that is why for me the Newcastle game was special. Of course, we know that Peter Schmeichel, he made saves after saves, and Eric Cantona just after halftime giving us the lead, scoring the winner. But yeah, I think that's why I chose Newcastle. So this particular game, it's because it wasn't just one. This victory wasn't one victory, but it was a victory that just set us on course for the next decade.
When you talk about Newcastle, there was another game with regard to Newcastle, the one which happened fairly recently. I don't think many of us would talk about it because it really didn't have great relevance in terms of title chase or something. It was Jose Mourinho's final season with United. United were losing every game, and Newcastle, or 20th position Newcastle, came to Old Trafford. They were 2-0 up, and that was the only time in Mourinho's entire career his team conceded 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. That was in that game. and we managed to bring something out of absolutely nothing. I still thank Juan Mata for that day. I mean, he just came in, he sprung life into, well, he just resurrected everyone in the Old Trafford that day. That was another very, very special game.
It was a special goal, I think. Special game because Alexis Sanchez scored a 90th minute winner that day. I specifically remember it was Fellaini was behind him, and you usually expect Fellaini to head the ball. It was Sanchez who rose up and headed the ball into the back of the net. It was a fantastic game. It was probably, in hindsight, you could say it was probably the game because of which we had to pair two more months of that kind of football. Had we lost that game that day, it was probably going to be somewhere down the line Jose's ultimatum. So it was, in a game context, it was a really good one. Kushagra, you talked about the 3-2 game at Etihad. I mean, I remember emotions going high that day because we led 2-0. For me, my all-time favorite player, Wayne Rooney, scoring 2 goals was at the Etihad. I mean, the first one was a bit freakish because it was always a possibility that Joe Hart could have saved it, but he was just standstill, not able to move. Then City at the Etihad, strong team, made it 2-2, and Van Persie. I mean, I think I remember the commentary better than the goal because for me, I was just closing my eyes and praying to God, please let it go in, just let it go in. And I remember when the commentator said, "Thank God he chose red over blue." That was probably the moment that would stick with me for that season because that was probably the season-defining moment in. If you look at in the transfer market, that he chose United over City because that is what it was his goals that season, along with Carrick's brilliance that got us over the line and probably very, very comfortably over the line.
Yeah, that was quite a fantastic match, and Mihir talked about the 94-95 season. I think 94-95. Oh, sorry, the 95-96.
95-96.
Yeah, 94-95 was Blackburn, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that was 95-96 season. Also, is very very relevant to us because that is the season when that famous saying of "you don't win anything with kids" came out. And Cantona was banned for the first. He was banned till September, if I'm not wrong. So he was banned for the first 2 months of the season. And just an interesting fact about Cantona: Cantona played 5 complete seasons at United, and he won 5 titles. So you can just see the level of impact that that the man had. And as far as matches are concerned, you talked about the 3-2. Another famous match I think that we've not probably mentioned is probably, according to me, that's the greatest comeback in Premier League history. That was at White Hart Lane. Anurag mentioned the Tottenham match, but this is way back. This is during David Beckham's heyday when we had when we had the 99 treble winning team, when we still had them in 01, 02, if I'm not wrong. And United go to White Hart Lane. They're down 3-0. They're down down and out, completely outplayed by Tottenham. And this is in the second half of the season, so that result would definitely have had a very very major impact on the season. But just the fighting spirit that we've seen under Ferguson, that we constantly saw under Ferguson for over 26 years. United come back in the second half, smash in 5 goals, and that was just fantastic. That was one of my first telecast memories from watching football in India, because I'm sure all of you haven't faced these issues, but they did not telecast all matches in India. You used to have this Soccer Saturday or a Soccer Super Sunday 1 hour program on ESPN. They used to just show the goals. That's it, and only the very big matches were telecast. Not all matches. You used to only have cricket. So, but yeah, that is one of the very, very first memories of mine of watching a match on TV. And I was a little kid. I remember sitting down and almost crying when United was 3-0 down. And then then destiny happened.
Yeah, Kushagra, I think we were not lucky enough to watch it live, but it was a fantastic game. Going to White Hart Lane, I mean, could you imagine going at somebody's home and they're leading 3-0 and winning it, and then winning it 5-3 after that? It was Veron scored a very beautiful goal that day. There was a lot of talk about Veron, but Veron scored a fantastic goal. But personally, for me, I prefer the 5-2 game only because it had title implications. Liverpool were going to be ahead of us. I mean, just just the scenario of imagining Liverpool getting ahead of us was it was madness. It was not possible. And from there to win the game, I think the only reason I prefer that 5-2 or the 5-3 one is the title implication it had. Otherwise, I would have gone for that 5-3 game hands down.
I think people will kick us if we are not even mentioning Michael Owen's winner. I think that is right up there
The
among
95th
all
or the
time.
94th or
Yeah,
95th
96th
minute or
minute.
something
I
like
think
that.
yeah,
96th
96th minute.
minute.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people don't talk about it.
Just legally,
Yeah.
legally talking.
Was he
sorry
the
for
sub in that game
legally,
though?
Yeah, legally talking, the
Was he a
extra time was just
substitute?
4 minutes. We played 6 minutes and like 40 seconds, 50 seconds. That's different.
Yeah.
But the extra time was just 4 minutes. That's 94th minute goal.
So whatever. But still, I think it was not 100% completely unfair because City, when they scored their third equalizer, they literally took a lot of time to celebrate. A lot of people don't talk about this because they hate United. They hate the fact that we won so many titles. They'll keep crying for the rest of their lives. But a Liverpool legend came in and scored a winner for us in a Manchester derby. That's the headline for you.
Was anybody in the screening on that day? I mean, I almost missed that game that day. I was just about to miss a game for going to a stupid family function.
I was too young for screenings, by the way.
I am so glad I did not miss that game because otherwise I would have probably hated myself for the rest of the life. But yeah, wow, Michael Owen's goal, and I think it was underestimated, but Ryan Giggs' pass, man, wow.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh
Bench
yeah,
perfect.
absolutely.
Also, one more thing, we are talking about so many titles. I think in our final title, Sir Alex Ferguson's last season, all the time we talk about the Manchester derby, how Van Persie won us the game. But I think the most important game that season for me would always be the game at Stamford Bridge, because in those days, I mean, we never go to Stamford Bridge to win. And at that time, Chelsea was on the top of the table. We were 5 points behind Chelsea. And then we won that game 3-2. We again, very similar to what happened with City. We went 2-0 up with Van Persie scoring two goals, RVP being the MVP, as he always was during that season. And then just before halftime, I remember Mata scoring a free kick to get Chelsea back in the game. And then soon after halftime, Chelsea equalized. After that, Fernando Torres and Ivanovic, they both of them had got sent off.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, Chicharito, like he always does against Chelsea, he scored the winner.
Hernandez has a brilliant knack of scoring against Chelsea. I mean, it's almost, you would think that it is destiny that he's supposed to score against Chelsea. Sometimes you feel, he's just coming on very late in the game. How would he score now? But he still managed to score against Chelsea some way or the other.
Yeah.
Fantastic
didn't he once just kick the ball onto his face and score?
Yes,
he did.
Yeah,
I think it was the Community Shield against City or something like that.
It was against Chelsea itself.
Right on the goal line, and he smashed the ball onto his own face.
Yeah. That was actually the first goal he scored for us.
That was his first goal.
Yeah.
We all have to be really thankful, man. Because as United fans, we have so many games to talk about. I mean, with due respect to the other clubs, but we have so many games in title context. We have so many games in just rivalry sense. We could just go on and on about it.
Yeah, it's a good
any special game. Any special game?
Just a question to Varsha as well. How does it work that your father's a Liverpool fan and you're a United fan? Like,
and my brother's an Arsenal fan.
Wow,
Kushagra shares that with you. His brother is an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, so it's
he don't know better. He's a loser. I'm sorry.
No, so
probably see him on this.
In
channel,
fact, I think the first ever Premier League game I watched was an Arsenal one. It was 2004 or 5. Thierry Henry was there, and for some reason I just didn't connect with that team. I connected with United when I watched them. I think I watched Paul Scholes and Ryan Giggs. I'm like, wait, like this has to be my team. Because like they were just amazing. So it's crazy, because like at home, every time United plays Liverpool or United plays Arsenal or Liverpool plays Arsenal, like it's just crazy. The passion at home for football is just amazing. And the rivalry is kind of healthy. Like we do have banter and stuff, but like it's a healthy rivalry. I mean, there was just this one game. I think United lost to Liverpool. I'm not sure which season, but like I was a kid, right? Like I was angry, and I think I didn't talk to my dad for like 3 days or something like that. Uh, and yeah, I think that was the only fight I had with my dad because Liverpool won. And
Thankfully, at my place, I don't have such rivalries. I mean, my dad supported United. I'm lucky in that way. Got this from my dad. And then, even both of my dogs, when I'm watching United game, they tune in with me and watch the game. So I'm glad that way. my older dog wouldn't wear a blue shirt because it was a Chelsea shirt. I mean, there was one of my friends who was a Chelsea fan. She wore that Chelsea t-shirt and she just didn't like it for some reason. And then when I gave her my Rooney t-shirt, she was like, "Wow, I want to wear this. Yeah, it sounds good." So that is, I think, it's brilliant.
It's a united family for Prathamesh.
Yeah. I think another game, I think, which I remember very specifically, every one of us probably wouldn't talk about it in a classic context, but yeah, I think probably one of the last games that we would talk about is Robin van Persie's first Manchester United hat-trick at Southampton. It was probably the way that season was set because of that game. I feel because it was a fantastic game and we did really well and we scored in the last again probably in the last minute Fergie time again and we won that game. It was a fantastic game overall.
Yeah, well, only the Premier League writes scripts like those. And speaking about scripts, I believe our script for tonight is coming to an end. It was lovely to have all of you guys here. It was some fantastic games coming up,
Same here, man,
fantastic
same here.
memories that came up from all of us here. So yeah, I think and all of you guys, for all the fans who have tuned in, let us know your favorite game, your favorite Manchester United memory in the comment section, and do like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.